Easy Corporate Comprehensive 21-day challenge. Are you ready for the challenge? This is day 4. And as we continue to challenge you, to press you, to push you, today, when I was reading some quotes from John Maxwell, you guys know I love John Maxwell. I started being taught by my mentor, works of John Maxwell in my young adult days. And so I grew to respect his writings. I grew to respect his work. This particular study, he talks about when a real leader speaks. He gives the example of 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 30. You want to read that whole chapter. If you are a religious person, if you are not a religious person, it's still excellent literature for you to read. Excellent reading. There's some nuggets there that you will appreciate. In that particular verse, it says, then Elijah said to all the people, come near to me. So all the people came near to him. And he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. Now here's the clincher. Elijah, he spoke to the people and they moved. He said, come closer, and they came closer. It was a multitude of people. Yeah. The most amazing thing of all is that by the end of the day, through all of the theatrics that took place in that story, so you want to read it so you can understand what I mean by theatrics. Elijah turned his face towards heaven and he cried, hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that you are the Lord God and that you have anointed and turned their hearts back to you again. He says, hear me. One, so that they'll know that you're God, so that they will turn their hearts back to God, and that they will know that it was you that did it. That's in 1 Kings 18:37. And guess what? God did it. Now we can determine that the people listened to him for a variation of reasons, right? So theologians and historians say, first of all, they listened to him because he demonstrated courage. He was willing to stand alone for God. He was willing to stand alone for what he believed in. He had convictions. He was passionate for what he believed in. His character was one that was forthright, with integrity. He wasn't perfect, but he had integrity. His connection. Yeah, he magnetically drew people to him, right? And his credibility. Because he had the ability to gain the ear of people because people could see results in his work. I'm here to tell you that that's you. People can see results in your work. They can see that you're a leader. They are prepared to follow you if you're willing to lead them in a direction that can be beneficial for them. So today on day 4, we're going to be talking about leading with humility. See, there is a price to pay. When people follow you, there's a price to pay. You're now responsible for their outcome, for their steps. You want to be concerned. Yeah. You don't want to get in the way of their process, because there is a process that takes place when you decide to lead, when you decide to step out. Yeah, there are some weights that you're going to carry, but they won't be considered burdens. They'll be considered a part of the responsibility of leadership. And you have to learn that on your own. If someone tries to carry that for you, you'll never learn the weight of leadership and how relevant it is. But when you step out to be someone's leader, you are responsible for certain outcomes in their life. So you're also responsible for your own humility, because as people begin to follow, you've got to remember that there is a greater force that dwells within you. Yeah. There's a greater force, a higher force. It is a godly force. Yeah. That part of you that is godly. It's following the leadership of God. See, a lot of times we hear people talk about God and we say, well, they aren't Christians. How can they be talking about God? But these people understand that there is a godly inner man that dwells within them. that can lead them in a direction that will become right standing. So even though they don't ascribe to the same type of Christianity that you may be accustomed to, they know that there is a godly presence within them, and they seek to do right by mankind and the environment because of that godly presence. When you lead, you have to lead with humility. You have to understand that there is an authority that's in you. And organizations don't succeed from systems alone. And you know, I'm a systems person. I believe in infrastructure and systems that will sustain for decades to come. But they also succeed because of people. So today's challenge focuses on seeing and valuing and evaluating the individuals that you lead. When people feel understood and supported, they perform at their highest level because they believe in you and they feel like you're supporting them as you lead them. Leadership is an art. It's an art of unlocking potential. And that's what you want to remember. It's an art of unlocking potential. And we have a quote today. And the quote is, your influence expands when your ego shrinks. Yeah, when you learn to be humble, no matter how great the victory, remember to remain humble. Humble yourself. Yeah, so that you don't have to be humbled. Continue to remain humble. And here's an action that you want to take to correlate with your remembering to remain humble. You want to ask people that are within your circle. You want to ask for feedback. Ask for feedback from people who rarely give feedback. They rarely have anything to say. Those are the people that you want to hear from. You know why? Because they do a lot of observing. Their observation skills are keen because they don't speak a lot, but they watch. Ask those people to give you feedback. You want to hear what they have to say. And here's our reflection for today. Where do I need to be more teachable? Where do I need to be more educable? That place where I'd rather people not speak to me about, that's the place where I need to be more educable. I need to be more teachable. And today, our team challenge, because this is the on the initial calendar that existed before the Gregorian calendar, this time frame would have been considered the month or the time frame of Nisan. So during Nisan, there are expectations that are birthed, of new encounters, of growth, because it's a time of spring as well, new beginnings. So as our day 4 challenge during this time frame, invite anonymous feedback. Yeah, just start sending out, when you do a post, and I encourage you to always do a post, even when you're answering these challenges, when you're talking about what it is that you're going to do, when you're talking about what you've observed in the reflection and the action, you're going to be making a public post of that and putting it in the school community. Well, at the same time, ask for anonymous feedback from those that are going to be watching your post. Anonymous feedback. Yeah. Feedback so that you may not, and they can give it to you in such a way. These days, it's difficult to do anonymous feedback because you're going to know the person that's feeding it to you, depending on what platform you use. But still, ask for feedback. It's important because you want to understand how you're being seen from every vantage point. See, you're seeing yourself from one perspective, and that's a perspective of having all the facts concerning your endeavors. But you want to see yourself from how people are seeing you from the exterior and from different vantage points. So ask for feedback. It's very relevant as you are building yourself and others in leadership. Listen, thank you so much for entertaining this 21-day challenge as we continue to move forward, upward, onward, and forward. in our leadership endeavors.